Thank you, Peyton, and thank you to the class of 2017. The Nifty 50. What can I say, girls? Congratulations, you made it. So, as of last week, I was still wondering how my speech was going to write itself, and I was waiting for inspiration. Then suddenly it hit me. I was up in my office, I was listening to you rehearse the play again, when it struck me. Mary Poppins was onto something. I am practically perfect in every way. No, just kidding. But Mary Poppins was onto something when she sang. With every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. This is a lesson, a very, very important one in fact, that I hope you have internalized and can take with you and use to your advantage wherever you go. Research is decidedly mixed on whether a spoonful of sugar actually helps the medicine go down. I know because I Googled it. But if the positive attitude is your sugar, and you take a spoonful as prescribed with every task that you undertake, great transformations can occur. The boring and mundane can become lively and interesting. The tedious and dull can take on the glow of an exciting challenge. And even your chores become not so bad. There will be things in life that on the surface are just no fun. Yes, you have to turn in that paper. Yes, you have to memorize those verb endings. And yes, you have to show your work. Yes, you have to stand in line at the DMV. You have to sit through another meeting that should have been an email. And you have to balance the budget and pay the rent. And yes, you folks, you have to get your report cards in by midnight tomorrow. If these things are your medicine, and a positive attitude is your sugar, then I can definitely say that Mary Poppins was right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The attitude you approach a task with can completely change your perception of that task. Abraham Lincoln said, "We can complain because the rose bush has thorns, or we can rejoice because the thorn bush has roses." I'm going to tell you a true story. It happened here in this very gym. It was a class of Burke's girls I was teaching a while back. And it must have been wet out like today because I had all 4 advisors in here. And half were down at that end, half were down here. We're doing basketball shooting drills. And we end with a challenge. The challenge, and you did this when you were probably in 6th grade. The challenge was shooting, and every time you make it, moving back until you find the place where you fail, the place where it's really hard for you, and that's the place where you're going to work from. So we're all moving back and shooting from further distances. Now, down at this end, the advisors are following the directions just great. They are rebounding, they're shooting the ball for each other, they're making lots of baskets, some are moving further and further and further back, some are playing a little safe and staying a little bit closer. Everything is very organized, everything is very safe, it's controlled, there's lots of repetitions for practice. Down here, things are a lot more rowdy. Now remember, as I tell you this story, both ends are working on the same challenge with the exact same instructions. Down here, they're still following directions, just fine. It's safe, it's organized. They're shooting for each other, they're rebounding. Everything is going great. But the difference is the level of engagement that they have with the activity and with each other. They are yelling encouragement to each other. They are challenging each other to shoot from further and further back. They're high-fiving with every basket and with most air balls. It's really contagious. And even the most hesitant girls are moving further and further out of their comfort zone and trying the odd 3-point shot. This goes for a good 10 minutes before one brave soul comes up to me and says, "Miss Bryant, why can't we do the fun game that they're doing down there?" See, the attitude with which you approach a task can completely change your perception of that task. I told you a few truths when we met in 5th grade. One was that when I was planning a lesson, making it fun was not one of my top priorities. Structuring the lesson so that you had a chance for meaningful practice, sufficient opportunities to develop the skill we were working on, was much more important to me. But if you could find fun in focused practice and seeing yourself improving, then you would have a blast in my class. I think that over time you all figured out that I meant that. You took your spoonful of positivity before each class and you found the fun. Another thing I said to you on the first day was that when I said, nice try, I was not, as society sometimes does, using a consolation code word for, you failed. I told you that if I complimented your effort, I actually meant that I noticed you were trying hard to do the skill correctly, and I was praising that effort to get it right. I remember early on in 5th grade, we were in the volleyball unit, and we were doing the activity where we rotated to pass with different partners, and we tried to notice what they were doing that made them a good partner, and then really adopt that skill when we moved to our next partner. And we practiced giving each other feedback by sharing something that we had noticed. And I guess we had an odd number in the class that day because I was passing with someone in each round. And when I was passing with KK, I'll never forget, at the end of the round, she told me she thought I was a good partner because she thought I tried hard. That actually made me very happy. So be sure to take a big spoonful of work ethic with every task you undertake and watch the progress that you can make. I can't becomes I can. That's too hard becomes that's so easy. Did the task get easier? Did the ball get lighter or the net get lower? Did the fractions suddenly simplify themselves? Or did supercalifragilisticexpialidocious suddenly become easy to spell? Of course not. The task did not become easier. You just became better at the task. You became better because you worked at it. You developed it piece by piece, and you dealt with the discomfort that comes with that. If these things are your medicine and hard work is your sugar, I can definitely say Mary Poppins was right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Now, a few years ago, I heard a piece about hard work that expresses everything I want to say, but this author was much more eloquent than I ever could be, so I'd like to share a little bit of that with you today. It's in the form of a letter. Dear hard work, I used to hate you. When you called my name, I heard it, but I ran away from you. When I knew you were coming, I used to hide, afraid of the pain because I didn't want to get hurt, afraid to fail, so I didn't even try. Who do you think you are, making me so afraid of who you are? Sweat in my face, tears on my eyes. I keep going. I heard you tell no lies. You turn the poor to rich, F's into A's. Is there anything you can't do? Now look at me. You make me who I am today. Because of you, I have this never losing, never giving up attitude. Quitting, that is not in my vocabulary. When they quit, I keep going. When they sleep, I work harder. When they say I can't and count me out, I show them that I can. When I tell them about my dreams and they laugh, I make sure that I have the last laugh. I am a dream chaser. That means I chase my dreams and no one else's. Only I can defeat me. There is no losing. I will not lose. I came this far and I am not stopping now. Oh, hard work. My dad was right about you. You do pay off. And because of that, I love you. I am no longer hiding from you. I am waiting for you. Matter of fact, where are you? I need you. Because in hard work, I trust. So, while a spoonful of hard work and a spoonful of positive attitude will surely get you pretty far in overcoming the challenges that you face, there is one more ingredient that you should add every day if you want to have a full and happy life and not just a life of celebrated achievements. It's like Mr. Banks found out at the end of the play. That final ingredient is a spoonful of gratitude followed by a bite of appreciation every day. For the purposes of this speech, gratitude represents the emotion and appreciation represents the expression of that emotion. Gratitude is an emotion of connectedness. It reminds us that we are part of a big community and our community is part of a big world. It keeps us humble, and it reminds us there is only so much we can control. Like Burke told the children when they were on the rooftops, sometimes a different perspective makes your troubles get smaller. Try to look at life through a lens of gratitude and watch your everyday troubles shrink before you. Try to recognize the simple things that you are grateful for, the actions of people who help you, and all the good fortune you have just by being who you are. Be grateful for what you have can make it what you need. But without gratitude, no matter how much you have, it will never be enough. The social narrative is that with hard work and determination, anyone can have the opportunity for prosperity and success. We want to believe that just through our own abilities and endeavours, we can raise our social status or our circumstance of birth. It's the American dream, right? If we just pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, put our head down and work harder, we alone, we and us, have the power to achieve anything we desire. It's a nice thought. But who really makes it on their own? We must take an honest look at how we end up where we end up. What contributed to our success? As well as celebrating the barriers that we have overcome through positive work ethic, we must acknowledge the help we received along the way, including if we had an advantage of a head start at the beginning. Our narrative of success must be a story of we and not just a story of me. It's like Malcolm X said, when I is replaced with we, even illness becomes wellness. Think about that. Can expressing gratitude to others for the help they have given me along the way really make me a stronger, a healthier, a happier person? Wait, won't it show that I'm weak because I needed help? I would suggest quite the opposite. The connections that gratitude create bring our strength together and make us both stronger. We is stronger than me, strength in unity and strength in numbers. If overcoming a challenge together is your medicine and gratitude is your sugar, then I can definitely say Mary Poppins was right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. We must manifest our gratitude through appreciation. We must lift others up by letting them know that their actions, great or small, have had a positive impact on our lives. Who has touched your life in a positive way today, or this week, or this year? Who has gone out of their way to set you up for success? Who has helped you when you have fallen, or given you something that you have needed to help you achieve? I would suggest that some of the people who come to mind are sitting on that stage with you right now. Many are probably sitting out here looking up at you right now. But some may be further away in either time or in distance. When I read the words that you wrote about each other on your challenge PE teams, the gratitude really shone through. I'm going to share just a few of the words from the class of 17. I'm not going to highlight a specific student by saying who wrote it or who it was about, but as I read it, I really want you to kind of picture in your head who this might apply to. I want to share with you, families and friends, the gratitude that our students have for one another. You were a great teammate because you always knew what to say during every game. You had an amazing and very contagious positive energy. You were one of the most inexperienced members, but you probably tried the hardest out of all of us. You had a no fooling around attitude, which helped us succeed. But you also had a sympathy and understanding for when we didn't quite get it. You were encouraging and always came up with new ideas. You gave everyone in the group a chance to speak, and you let us try new things. They're beautiful sentiments, and I hope various people popped into your minds when I was reading them. But gratitude without appreciation is incomplete. How told these people that you are grateful to them? Have you found a way to show them that they are appreciated? How about these folks down here? Sometimes we get caught up so much in our important lives that we forget and we don't have the time to appreciate others. But think about this. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. So let's assume, idealistically, that you sleep for 10 hours. Yeah. That leaves 840 minutes each day when you are awake. It takes about 1 second to say thank you, to smile, or to nod, or to wave at someone. Probably takes about 2 minutes if you have a little deeper conversation to express your gratitude to somebody. Maybe 5 if you take the time to formulate that appreciation into a card to send or an action to take to show your appreciation. So I challenge you to find 5 minutes each day, just 5 of the 840 minutes that you have at your disposal, to reach out to someone and appreciate someone who has supported you in some way. Someone who has lifted you up and allowed you to soar to your highest heights. Alas, I sense a storm brewing in the north, then I feel the wind is about to change. You are ready to move on, to fly your kites in schools all over the city, and indeed all over the country. You are ready to move on. Just like Mary Poppins, you have achieved here what you set out to achieve here. It can be scary to leave behind a place where you are comfortable and leave behind people who have become like family. But sometimes, when the time is right to move on, moving on is just the right thing to do. So I challenge you to have the courage to try new experiences and to embrace the unknown. If you start each day with a heaping spoonful of positive attitude, take a spoonful of work ethic at lunch, and a large spoonful of gratitude at dinner, you will be setting yourself up for a successful and fulfilling future. We will, of course, miss you, class of 2017, but we will never forget you. The wind has changed. Goodbye, Nifty 50. Don't stay away too long.